You have two bills up. You can take whichever one you want to first.
Mr. Chair, we'll go ahead and begin with AB 1142, if that's all right.
It is.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I'd like to begin by accepting the amendments outlined in the analysis. I'd like to acknowledge all the good work the committee staff has done with my office to get the bill in shape for your consideration. Industry, business, labor, local government have all reviewed it and support it. The bill does four things. It ensures that mines are inspected every year by a qualified inspector. It imposes hard annual deadlines on mine operators to provide local agencies to review the financial assurance requirements of the law. The bill helps local government train their mine inspectors, and it empowers the state to collect uncollected fines. In general, members, when we vote in favor of infrastructure, we sometimes forget where the raw materials for that infrastructure come from. Those natural resources, the rock, gravel, cement, sand, are all dug out of the ground. California's Surface Mining and Reclamation Act is essentially a land use law. Its purpose is to make sure the land we disturb to gather raw materials is reclaimed and restored when the materials we've removed are all gone. Last year, the governor called upon the legislature to review the act and modernize its contents comprehensively. This is a response to that call to action. I would respectfully ask your aye vote. I have here today with me some testimony in support.
Mr. Chair, thank you for this opportunity to present the local government perspective on this measure. I'm Supervisor Lee Adams from Sierra County, and I'm here today representing the Rural County Representatives of California, of which I'm chair, in support of 1142. Over the past several years, there have been many unsuccessful attempts to overhaul the Surface Mining and Reclamation Act. RCRC recognizes there's a need to update the act to ensure accurate inspections and financial assurances for the appropriate reclamation of mineral operations. AB 1142 will require enhanced training of local government personnel through the development of a curriculum by the state geologist to include enhanced inspection techniques and procedures. As a supervisor from a county that has been through the process of having state proceedings taken against us as lead agency under SMARA, I personally recognize there are shortcomings in the existing system. The training envisioned would be especially valuable in small counties where resources are limited. RCRC appreciates the measured approach taken in AB 1142.
Motion by Dolly, second by Harper. Please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, Julianne Broyles here on behalf of Associated Builders and Contractors of California, also in support. We think AB 1142 will ensure that the aggregates that are very necessary in construction continue to be available, and would ask for your aye vote.
Further witnesses, just state your name, organization, and your support.
Chair and members, Adam Harper, California Construction and Industrial Materials Association. Strong support.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Anthony Sampson with the California Chamber of Commerce in support. Also here in support for the National Federation of Independent Businesses.
Gavin McHugh here on behalf of the Cal Portland Company. We support.
Mike Rogie with California Manufacturers and Technology Association in support.
Witnesses in support. Witnesses in opposition. Come up quick. The first two get 2 minutes each.
Bill Alio for the Environmental Working Group and representing a number of the other groups opposing on the bill. We opposed on the bill in print, and we understand that significant amendments will be taken per the author. We still have some concerns about a couple of them. In consulting with people who are more expert in SMARA than myself, even though I have some background in it, there's still some concern about a few provisions. So I'll say officially for today we're opposed unless amended. Also in play is Senate Bill 209 by Senator Pavley, which is still an intent to upgrade or update SMARA also. So we're kind of keeping our eyes on both, but at this time we're lessening opposition. We'll work with the author to see if we can get all the way there. Thank you.
Kelly Dana on behalf of California League Conservation Voters in opposition.
Andrew Grinberg, Clean Water Action, opposition.
Kyle Jones, Sierra Club, California, in opposition.
Other witnesses in opposition? Witnesses with testimony neither in support nor opposition? To the committee. I know, members, there have been significant amendments to this bill. Any questions or comments from the committee? There has been a motion by Dolly, a second by Harper. Chair's recommendation is aye. The author has been very willing to work with us to ensure that environmental regulations are not weakened by this legislation and to ensure that there is not differential enforcement between big mines and small mines. Appreciate your willingness to take the amendments. Staff keeps on trying to get me to give people closings, and you know. Would you like to close?
Respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you. Chair's recommendation is aye. Please call the roll.
Assemblymember Williams?
Aye.
Williams, aye. Dally?
Aye.
Dally, aye. Garcia? Hadley? Harper?
Aye.
Harper, aye. McCarty? Aye. McCarty, aye. Rendon? Stone? Aye. Stone, aye. Wood? Aye. Wood, aye.
Already has 6 ayes. How about your second bill?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members. AB 1242.
Might want to wait a second.
Go ahead and.
He answered everything. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair, members. 10 years ago, the Congressional Research Service, in an extensive report, scored the San Joaquin Valley at the same level of economic, educational, and health attainment as that of Appalachia when President Johnson declared the war on poverty in 1964. Things have not changed much since that report. The Valley leads the state in home foreclosure, chronic unemployment, and educational underachievement. We also trail the rest of California in some of the most basic...
Mr. Gray, did you want to let Mr. Ridley Thomas go first? I did not know. Just a question. If it's between you guys, you're first in sign-in order. It's just up to you.
We certainly could. I think Mr. Ridley Thomas has a relatively short presentation.
Great.
This may take longer. I'd be happy to afford him that courtesy.
Thank you. Very flexible of you. Mr. Ridley Thomas has witnesses that need to take a flight.
Thank you so much for your indulgence, Mr. Chairman. We're just going to present the one bill, and we'll go back in the order as prescribed by the rules and the precedent. We're presenting AB 446, which is an important bill for Greater Los Angeles and the district that I represent. This would extend the...
It's a motion by Dolly, second by Wood.
This would extend the operations of the Conservancy by deleting the repeal date. Thank you for your consideration. I have witnesses here in support.
Yes, David McNeil with the Baldwin Hills Conservancy. We've implemented several programs, and we're very happy to have this opportunity to extend our lifetime and continue the story in the urban parks movement for the state of California.
Ed Behrens on behalf of the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors in support of the bill.
Thank you. Other witnesses of support, just please state your name and your support.
Jacqueline DuPont Walker, a member of the Baldwin Hills Conservancy Board and also representing Delta Sigma Theta in support.
Mr. Chair and members, Mark Fenstermaker on behalf of the Nature Conservancy as well as Audubon, California in support.
Kyle Jones, Sierra Club, California in support.
Victoria Rome, Natural Resources Defense Council in support.
Witnesses in opposition? Witnesses with neither support nor opposition? To the committee. There has been a motion and a second. The chair's recommendation is aye. Would you like to close?
Thank you very much. Simple bill, district bill, important for the people of the state of California.
Please call the roll.
Assemblymember Williams?
Aye.
Williams, aye. Dally?
Aye.
Dally, aye. Garcia? Hadley? Harper?
Aye.
Harper, aye. McCarty?
Aye.
McCarty, aye. Rendon? Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye. Wood?
Thank
Wood,
you, Mr.
aye.
6 aye votes. Thank you, Mr. Gray, for your flexibility. Oh, Mr. Ridley Thomas has another bill. No. Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Gray. Please proceed. With 40 bills, we're flying by the seat of our pants here.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members. The Valley has the most challenged groundwater basins in the state, and our only significant industry, agriculture, is the industry most immediately and dramatically impacted by this drought we're facing now. This difficult situation, however, could be made even worse. For the past 2 years, the State Water Board has considered a proposal to significantly increase the amount of water diverted out of the San Joaquin Valley as unimpaired flows. Their plan would divert as much as 350,000 acre-feet of water. Members, to put this in perspective, this is an amount of water equivalent to the entire capacity of San Francisco's Hetch Hetchy Reservoir. This is an amount of water that is more than the total annual irrigation deliveries of either the Merced or Modesto irrigation districts of which I represent. This take, which the State Board is pressing despite the severe drought, will destroy any chance we have to attain groundwater sustainability. It will significantly damage our agricultural backbone, and it will directly put at risk the drinking water of over 800,000 people. The Water Board's plan trades one environmental issue for another by eliminating an important source of recharge to groundwater aquifers and basins. To protect fish populations and prevent saltwater intrusion, the Water Board's plan will cause land subsidence and collapsed aquifers that result in lost water storage capacity that can never be regained. The only alternative under this plan is to devastate the agricultural economy of one of the most disadvantaged regions of the state. The Water Board knows and acknowledges this, but claims it is unavoidable. They refuse to discuss mitigation, and they tell us we are on our own. But as elected officials who are accountable to the people of California, we simply cannot accept the consequences of decimating local communities. No member of this legislature in either House or party would lay down quietly and let this happen to their constituents at home. This is why I stand here today with leaders of the educational, civic, business, labor, and agricultural communities of the Valley. This state's Water Board's approach to solving Delta problems by destroying other regions of the state is a false choice. AB 1242 moves this debate forward by requiring that the Water Board consider and protect every community. To end, I would like to thank the committee staff and the chair for working with us on this very difficult issue. With your help, Mr. Chair, I believe we have found acceptable language that we can both support moving forward. And I stand here today willing to take the committee's suggested amendments. These amendments move this issue forward in a meaningful way and ensure that the Water Board conducts its due diligence to identify alternatives to diverting water away from Central Valley communities. I would like to state on the record that the sustainability of groundwater is dependent on surface water, and I would like to continue to work with this committee to find consensus on language that recognizes that important relationship. With me today in support of the bill, I have Steve Gomes, Superintendent of Merced County Schools, Tim O'Laughlin with the San Joaquin Tributaries Authority, and Michael France, Board Member to the Turlock Irrigation District.
And just to make sure that the members know, you are taking the committee suggested amendments?
That's correct, sir.
Thank you. Your witnesses have 2 minutes for 2 of you, so that's 4 minutes between 3 of you. Please proceed.
You too, go.
Thank you. I'm Steve Gomes, Merced County Superintendent of Schools, and representing the 20 school districts and 55,000 children in Merced County. I wanted the committee to know that 25,000 of those students are at schools with their own wells. We're monitoring those wells, and they are decreasing. We looked at within the next year or so, many of those wells will go dry. We don't have a plan for 25,000 students and to provide them with water at their current school sites. So we also know that most of those wells are recharged with surface water, and that surface water if that surface water is decreased, then we know that the drying of those wells is going to speed up. So I'm looking at bottled water and porta potties for schools in Merced County in the very near future. I would respectfully ask the committee to vote in favor of this measure.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair Williams and members of the committee. My name is Michael France, and for the past 6 years, I've been the elected board member representing my constituents in the Turlock Irrigation District area. I want to just speak briefly about who my constituents are. 70% of our ratepayers, farmers, have less than 20 acres of land. Each 30% of our parcels are smaller than 20 acres. We have used the Tuolumne River water to make our groundwater basin sustainable for almost 100 years. This groundwater is used not only by farms, but also by our cities. Cities such as Modesto, Turlock, and Ceres rely either in part or in whole by groundwater. Today, there's a whole bunch of people outside in the hallway because we're worried. gravely worried that the State Water Board's proposal to divert up to 35% of the water that is currently being put to beneficial use by our ratepayers is going to devastate our community. And we're concerned because we have proposed numerous non-flow mitigation measures, and it doesn't seem that the State Water Board wants to entertain our other non-flow ideas. So we think that common sense dictates that one should first look at non-flow measures and see if they work before we go to flow measures, because we know what the impact to our communities will be when we take water that's already being put to work and send it down the river. We think that the projects, Chairman Williams, that you put in your amendment is a good idea. We think things like projects such as predation suppression, stream bed restoration, tree plantings, and additional storage are options that should be studied and implemented before we turn to flows as the only solution. TID is committed to proactively managing the water resources to which we have been entrusted. TID supports local solutions, but without surface water, neither our family farms nor the groundwater will be sustainable. This is why TID supports AB 1242. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Other witnesses, just please state your name and your support.
Hi, Mikhail Scavarla here on behalf of the Modesto Irrigation District in support.
Justin Fanzon on behalf of the Coalition of California Utility Employees. Our members are in Assemblymember Gray's district and statewide, and we are in support. Thank you.
Bill Zalaki, Modesto City Council, here in support.
Tricia Garinger, Agricultural Council of California, in support.
Stephen Rank, Modesto Chamber of Commerce, on behalf of our 1,000 members, in support.
Bob Giampoli, Merced County Farm Bureau, in support.
Maggie Mejia of the Latino Community Roundtable of Stanislaus County, in support.
Brian Lemons, just a farmer, in support.
Daniel Deweese, Merced Mariposa Cattlemen's Association, in support.
Dennis Albion on behalf of Almond Holders and Processors Association, California Grain and Feed, California Seed Association, in support.
James Wyeth, dairy farmer from Modesto, California, strong supporter.
Gail Altieri, Stanislaus Water Coalition, support.
Joe Scotto, third generation Merced County farmer, in support.
Danoa Davis from Merced, the ABC associate. Most of us, I'm the youngster, and I'll be 81 years old. It's been in Merced for over 50 years, and we'd like you to, we vote in support and would request your support.
Thank you.
Edward Genesi, Modesto, California, representing a dairy farm that in 1916 will be 100 years in our family. Total support for this bill. Thank you.
Keon Kashefi with Stanislaus Farm Supply, farmer-owned co-op, in support.
Paul Dunlop, Modesto, California, farmer, in support.
Candace Adam Medifin, Merced County citizen, in support.
Mike Reed, Turlock area, farmer, in support.
Debbie Betancourt, Turlock, support of this bill.
Debbie Zylstra, Denair, California, third generation farmer, hopefully fourth.
Sam Betancourt, representing Stanislaus Farm Supply, former CEO, and total support. Thank you for your time.
Supervisor John Pedroso, Merced County Chairman of the Board, and in full support of Mr. Gray's bill of 1242. Thank you.
Hub Walsh with Merced County Board of Supervisors, in support of Mr. Gray's bill.
I'm Terry Withrow, the Chairman of Stanislaus County Board of Supervisors, and on behalf of the county, we support this bill.
Hi, Darren McDaniel, Board of Supervisors, Merced County, in full support.
Mike Murphy, Council Member, City of Merced, in support.
Adam Castro, resident of Merced County.
In favor of Mr. Danny Merkley, California Farm Bureau, in support.
Vance Kennedy, retired research hydrologist and farmer, support.
Dominic DeMar here on behalf of the Merced Irrigation District and the Northern California Water Association, in support.
My name is Thomas Rosales. I'm from Merced County, and I'm total support for Proposition 1242.
Cecil Russell, CEO of the Modesto Chamber of Commerce, representing a coalition of Chamber of Commerces in the Central Valley. We're all in support.
My name is Dennis Larson. I'm a small farmer, 6-7 years in the business, and I support this bill. I also support AB 311.
David Ginelli, Chairman of the Board for the Modesto Chamber of Commerce, and I support this bill.
Mayor Dennis Brazil, City of Gustine, 100% supported this bill. Thank you.
Jeff Marchini, District Director 1, Merced County
Merced Irrigation District, and I support 1242.
Brad Robeson, organic farmer and processor. I support.
Tom Rodner, fifth generation farmer, Merced County. I support it.
Dave White, CEO, Stanislaus Business Alliance, in total support.
Gail Delahunt, Western Growers Association, in support.
Brian Raymond, Atwater City Council. I'm in full support of this bill.
Kevin Cruz, student at UC Merced, in support of this bill.
Matthew Wainwright, District Representative for Congressman Jim Costa, in support. I would also like to note that Congressman Costa's letter of support for Assembly Bill 1242 is listed in your packets. Thank you.
Mark Areca Cattle Company, Los Banos, and also Merced County Planning Commissioner, in full support of Mr. Gray's bill.
Justin Oldfield on behalf of the California Cattlemen's Association, in support.
Vicki Strickland, third generation farmer. I'm in support of this bill and also AB 311. Thank you.
Johanna Fisher, dairyman, mother, from Merced County, in full support of this bill and also AB 311.
I just will note that we are only taking testimony on this bill because we don't want to have all the opposition then also do that. We're only taking comment on this bill.
Laurel Ruddy, Denier, California, teacher, in support of AB 1242 and AB 311. Thank you.
Only this bill.
That was great.
Norman Crow, sixth generation Crow's Landing farmer. I support this and I appreciate your time and energy that you're putting forth. Thank you.
Hi, Taylor Carroll, resident of Modesto, recent UC Davis grad and Galgiani intern, and I support this bill. Thank you.
Joey Gonzalez, president of the Stanislaus County Farm Bureau. We want to continue to feed families, so we support this bill.
Mike Van Andel, Modesto, California, almond grower, and we really support this bill. Thank you for your time.
Yamilet Valladolid, and I'm the site director of El Concilio and also a daughter of a farmer, and I fully support this bill.
Susan Vanderscoff, San Joaquin County dairy farmer, a third generation, mother and grandmother to the fourth and fifth generation farmers who hope to feed this world in support of this bill.
Alex Vanderstoel, Stanislaus County food grower, and I support this bill.
Hold on just a second. Sergeant, could you turn off that overhead light? Something is burning in that overhead light, so just turn off the light. We'll manage in a little bit less light. Please continue.
This is Philip Stein from Waterford, and I support this proposition. Thank you.
Joe Mello, California Dairy Campaign, and we support this.
Frank Coelho, Nature's Clover, Certified Organic Dairy. We support this bill.
Refugio Llamas, Los Baños, AFW, VFW, American Legion. We support this bill. Thank you.
Hubert Munoz, Young Democrats at UC Merced, and we support this bill.
Angie Bond, Modesto, California. I support AB 1242.
Colleen Bond, I support this bill as well as AB 311.
My name is Gary Bond, and I'm an almond farmer in Modesto, and I support AB 1242. Thank you.
My name is David Olson, resident of Stanislaus County, Modesto, California, and I support AB 1242 and the storage of the water.
My name is Justin Bond, Stanislaus County farmer, and we support 1242. Thank you.
My name is Jake Verberg, Verberg & Son Dairy in Modesto, California. I support both bills, and I brought my bucket because the problem is my bucket is...
Thank you. Thank you. Please continue.
My name is also Jake Verberg of Jake's Custom Farming. I farm in Stanislaus and San Joaquin counties, and I support both this bill and AB 311.
Okay. We are taking testimony on one bill right now. The bill that you are referring to, testimony was 2 weeks ago. Please.
Mr. Chairman, Tom Orvis, Orvis Family Ranch is celebrating our 143rd year in Stanislaus and Calaveras counties. We support AB 1242 and AB 311, sir.
Tom Hallinan, Modesto Junior College and Yosemite Community College District Board of Trustees in support.
Thank you.
Wayne Zipser, third-generation farmer in Stanislaus County and also Stanislaus County Farm Bureau in very strong support.
Kevin Crummas, IBW 1245, on behalf of nearly 500 members at 8 irrigation districts, we support this bill.
Gary Lorenzo, Merced, California, for Valley Families, in support. Thank you.
Kyle Sanders, Merced County Farmer. I support it.
All right. Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition? Just give them a little room.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Doug Obigi. I'm an attorney with the Natural Resources Defense Council. We appreciate the committee's work to amend the bill. Unfortunately, we must still oppose the legislation. For about the last 20 years, the State Water Board has looked at how much water must flow down the San Joaquin River to help restore the health of the salmon fisheries along the coast, as well as restore the health of the Bay Delta estuary. The board is required by law to look at balancing of all beneficial uses, including agricultural use, groundwater impacts, impacts to fisheries and farming, and they are required to balance those impacts to look at the interests of the state as a whole. Unfortunately, the way the legislation is written now, it appears designed to help create litigation moving forward, and it does require to look at using non-flow, which we've done for the last 20 years. In most years, 80 to 90% of the flow in the river is diverted and doesn't even reach the Bay Delta, affecting salmon fishermen throughout the coast as well as the health of the estuary. If the board doesn't increase flows and we need more flows to restore the health of the Bay Delta estuary, it will come from other regions of the state. Lastly, I would note that this bill would require the city and county of San Francisco and other parts of the state to contribute flow because they do divert water from this part of the system. So it really is looking at the health of the estuary and the state as a whole. For those reasons, we urge a no vote. Thank you.
Other witnesses in opposition?
Kyle Jones, Sierra Club, California, in opposition.
Kelly Ditto on behalf of California League and Conservation Voters in opposition.
Debbie Orrs with Community Water Center in opposition.
Andrew Grinberg, Clean Water Action, opposition.
Mark Fenstermaker, the Nature Conservancy, opposition.
Ron Stork, Friends of the River, former conservation chair of the Stanislaus Audubon Society and one-time chair of the Merced Group of the Sierra Club, in opposition.
Nathan Rangel, President of California Outdoors. We're a professional River Outfitter Trade Association, in opposition.
Witnesses with testimony neither in support nor opposition? To the committee. Mr. Dolly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say I've seen this bill twice now, and it's substantially changed in this the last amendment. I had a lot of concerns about my district and the north of the Delta, I should say, having to make up water that may be taken from some other area to make the Delta whole. I know that you've worked with some of my northern water associations. Didn't see him here today, but I'm going to take your word. And I did talk to David Guy from the NACWA, who said they support the bill in its original form. So it's changed since then, so I haven't had an opportunity to talk to him since then. But I'm going to support your bill out but reserve my right to protect North State water versus water coming from the south. So just want to let you be aware that water is a very tough issue. We are all in this fight together, and it's not easy. And I respect the fact that you worked very hard to try to bring this bill along. And so I am going to support your bill out today. But I'm going to reserve my right to go to war with you if you try to take some of my North State water.
That's fair. And just so that members know, the most of subparagraph B was eliminated, and so the bill is now much shorter. It just states, in formulating state policy for water quality control and adopting or approving a water quality control plan that affects a groundwater basin, the state board shall take into consideration any applicable groundwater sustainability plan. And then it says, before adopting or approving water quality objectives or program implementation that requires in-stream flows, the state board shall identify projects for fish recovery that may be taken in lieu of in-stream flows. My experience in the San Ynez River Valley, it's obviously a much smaller watershed, less complicated, but the state board has both the capability to analyze other projects that might be done in lieu of all or part of the in-stream flows. The state board should provide that to you so that the stakeholders could decide whether they could find the financial wherewithal to do some of those in lieu projects. And in many of the watersheds where I've seen this done, I wouldn't necessarily call it a win-win, but at least sometimes dollars are easier to part with than water. And so that, under that principle, the committee has suggested those amendments, and with that, the chair can give an aye recommendation. Any other questions or comments from the committee? Would you like to close?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Certainly, thank you for the work that you've put into this bill, the partnership between my staff and yours in trying to craft a path forward that puts another tool in the toolbox, that instead of just flows, there can be other discussions, other avenues, other solutions. And as I said in my opening statement, the relationship between surface water and groundwater is an important one. It's a discussion I'm going to continue with this committee. But I think this, again, gives us another tool in the toolbox, allows us a path forward, and I appreciate your work to that end, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
All right, please call the roll. Oh, we still need a motion. Motion by Harper, second by Dolly. Please call the roll.
Assemblyman.
This is as amended to appropriations.
Assemblymember Williams.
Aye.
Williams, aye. Dolly.
Aye.
Dolly, aye. Garcia. Aye. Garcia, aye. Hadley. Harper.
Aye.
Harper, aye. McCarty. Aye. McCarty, aye. Rendon. Stone. Wood. Aye. Wood, aye. Got 6 ayes.
6 ayes. We'll hold that open. And that bill is out.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Congratulations. Next is Mr. Thurmond, and on deck is Mr. Obernolte.